Do you ever feel that life is just way too overwhelming?
Do you ever feel like life just gets in the way?
Or how everyone else makes it look so easy and you just can't figure it out?
All the time. And if this sounds like you, then grab a seat, get a cup of Joe or a glass of Merlot, and join the two broads from Boca as we discuss life and those taboo topics that you only talk about behind closed doors.
It is time to open those doors, embrace yourself, and take your power back.
So give us a call at 888-565-1470 and ask those unspoken questions.
Or simply just share an idea.
Hello. We are the two broads from Boca. And guess who's back?
I am back.
She is back.
I hope you're watching us on Facebook live stream on Two Broads from Boca.
Yes,
live stream, or you can find us at www.broadsfromboca.com. We should be streaming live there as well.
Yes.
We will post again later. You'll get to see us all night long.
And all week long if you're lucky. You can also call in today at 1-888-565-1470.
Please give us a call.
All right, so enough now. How was the vacation?
The vacation was amazing.
All right.
What was great is we got to spend 7 days with my family.
That's always nice.
Including my grown children, which we don't get to ever do because they don't live at home anymore.
Very, very sweet things.
So this was the first time we've actually done this as for adults.
Well, how was that?
So, it was interesting. So we went in and I said openly, we opened the conversation, which is why I love doing this show. Listen, you're all adults. Everyone lives on their own, supports themselves. Well, not financially, but anyway. Food, going out, what you want to do. We all have to work this out.
Okay.
Keep our personalities going. And really act as adults and compromise and do what we have to do. And you know what?
It worked out fine.
Beautifully.
There you go. Mutual respect now.
It's all about respect.
Exactly.
We just ate from the minute we got off the plane.
See, I love that.
We took a Jewish food tour. Do you know what a Jewish food tour is?
It's all about the carbs.
It's all about the carbs.
Love the carbs.
Literally, they give you a doggy bag that I labeled at the end of the trip.
She sent me pictures.
Bag of carbs.
It was so good. So awesome.
Pastries, cheese puffs, 2 bagels, a smoked meat sandwich,
of course,
another pastry,
little salt,
a bialy, and then another smoked meat sandwich. Oh, but that came with a pickle and a Coke. Cherry Coke.
I would have been 15 pounds just that day.
That was just one day.
All right.
That was day one.
All right, that's enough. That's just too much.
That was day one. But the best, as you well know, we get to the hotel.
I know.
Beautiful hotel.
This is my favorite
hotel.
thing.
They have all these snack bars. And you have the liquor bar, the snack bar. My husband gives me a box. We were in Canada. Can't read it. Passion kit.
Passion kit in French.
All wrapped up. Yes, all wrapped up. So
Can I just say, she sent me a picture. Look what was in my room. And it says passion. It took me a second to figure out. And I'm like, oh my
passion
God.
kit.
And she sends me what was in it. And it was all these fun things, lubricants and I think we could say condom.
Probably. It's
condoms
safe.
And stuff. And so I texted her back. I said, oh, they must have thought I was coming. So she writes back, well, not for me. And that was it. I laughed so hard.
And our kids had their own room, but still.
Yeah, I know.
It's just knowing the fact that craziness.
I know. But anyway.
But it was a great trip. Everyone got along.
Good.
And I literally think this show is such perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Because let me just say, she's crazy.
Oh,
she's completely
certifiably.
My leg is showing on camera. I'm sorry. I have to fix that. I'm not a fan of that. Fred, we have to fix the camera. My little fat thighs are showing. Go ahead. She's crazy. Let me just say
I have to tell you, the roller coaster of emotions.
Insanity.
So I had a lot of time to read on the plane. And I watched the movie called Mother's Day. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
But Julia Roberts is an HSN host.
Oh, yeah.
And she's selling mood necklaces. And I'm telling you,
Black.
I need a mood necklace so it can tell you whether it's safe to have a conversation with me or no, danger zone, stay away.
Exactly.
Are you like the laundry witch? Or can we actually have a conversation?
Well, let me just say, this week was very interesting for me because I had my annual checkup with my gynecologist who's sitting right here. And he gets to see bits of me that not many men have seen. But many men
that
want to.
That could be good or not. I don't know.
No, it is very good. And this is this is Dr. David.
And there you go.
And we're going to talk about her insanity.
Oh, my
And my
gosh.
inability to constantly want to have a romantic situation. So, no, I want to. Not that I have an inability to, but I want to.
I just need to carry a personal fan with me.
No, I think we have to talk about the whole, what is perimenopause? What is menopause? what's the deal with the vajayjay? Everyone that knows about this show, and we all know what a vajayjay is, and if you don't, it's a vagina. But the vajayjay situation, I'm a nurse, I can say this. The vagina situation is women keep saying to me, I want to get my sex life back. I want to get my sex. Not so much that their libido is low, meaning their sex drive is low. It's that it's difficult in the perimenopause and menopause phase.
Here's the topic. I'm awake and I still don't want to.
I want to all the time. All right. So tell our listeners exactly what is the difference between perimenopause and menopause.
Well, menopause is when you haven't had a period for a year.
Okay.
But you don't just wake up one day and your ovaries are
shot.
Done. It's usually a few years of torture before you get there.
There you
That's
go.
where the hormones up and down, and
they're just fighting it out every month, every 2 weeks.
Your ovaries are
still.
looking for property in Century Village before they actually move there.
So I'm in Cemetery Village then because I'm postmenopausal. So what does it mean if I don't get
I'm
my
moving into an ALF?
Yeah,
You're just already in the cemetery.
But my question is, as a nurse and a doctor of nursing practice, I never understood. So the minute your period is gone for a year, you are considered postmenopausal.
By definition,
By
yes.
definition.
You're done.
So February 2010 was my last period. So that meant in 2011 I was postmenopausal.
And now where are we?
A long to 5 years already.
You're happy now.
Not really. I was very. Do you find women get upset when they say that their period is going?
A lot of women, it's difficult emotionally because for a lot of women, when they are having their periods, they feel that they're fertile and younger, and when they're menopausal, there's sort of that feeling that maybe now they've reached the point in their life where they're old.
I'm grateful I'm not fertile anymore. I have to tell you, with a 24-year-old and a 21-year-old, I'm happy I'm not fertile anymore.
I don't know.
We spent too many years trying not to be fertile.
I find that women. I don't think we're so upset that we're not fertile. I was angry that something was
I feel like
taken.
we're in like a nursery, planting our trees.
Something I didn't want to give up willingly went away. That's what bothered me. But I'm happy that I can't have children. But I still think it makes you feel womanly and sexy when you can. Does that do women say that to you?
Sense.
But I'm still sexy. See, David and I have a little history. I know David since he's a medical student in Jacoby Hospital in the Bronx. We used to flirt. But I was dating somebody at the time, and so was he, so it never happened. And then that was 1994. He went away after medical school because they all do that. They leave, and they leave the nurses with broken hearts. So I trolled the medical school, and I met Noah at the same time. But what happened was almost 20 years later, I came to Boca, and I needed a gynecologist when I moved here with my husband. And next door was a gynecologist, so the secretary said, go. And go to him. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it was this David guy, the one that I was flirting with? And sure enough, it was. And I'm kind of glad that we did not get married because I would have been concerned of how I would have had to make mine different from everyone else's that you see. I would have to bedazzle it or throw some glitter up there every day. But
the term is vajazzle.
There you go. Vajazzle it.
You should write a book.
Yes, you should.
There's actually
I want to be my own child.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, but
really?
Here he is now.
Nice.
This
could have a whole show on that.
Of my children.
Vajazzling.
That's our next show, Vajazzle.
Vajazzle.
We can sparkle and dazzle it.
Do not. All right, so now let's talk about once you get to the point of perimenopause or menopause, is it important to still see should you see your doctor in perimenopause? Just don't think that you're in perimenopause. Shouldn't you go to your gynecologist?
Absolutely. I mean, women need to have an annual exam every year. And, one of the things that's happened recently is that in 2016, they came out with some new recommendations on pap smear screening, and they've sort of spaced it out. And they said that women only need pap smears every 3 to 5 years.
I don't like that.
And the interpretation by a lot of women is, well, if I only need a pap smear every 3 to 5 years, that means I only need to see my gynecologist every 3 to 5 years. And that's not the message that the American College of OBGYN wanted to send out. They said you may only need the cervical cancer screening every 3 to 5 years, but you still need an annual exam. And you still should see your gynecologist.
So I think it's important to tell people when you think or suspect that you're starting perimenopause. And I went early. I started at 36 because I woke up one morning and I was literally drenched. And I looked over at my husband. I said, "Oh my God, I think I have lymphoma." I said,
That's me
"I'm
every
soaking
night.
wet," or TB.
My hair's in a ponytail. You want to sleep at the fan.
But I think once. Let's talk about what are the signs and symptoms that they should look for perimenopause, and how should they, and go to their physician.
It's those crazy symptoms. It's the ones that we have.
The hot flashes,
There you
mood
go.
swings, insomnia, depression. You want to kill everybody, and everybody wants to kill you.
Oh, good times.
You know what? My husband says I'm like a self-cleaning oven. that nice? Thank you, honey.
I will tell you.
He's like, you're hot. You've got the hot flashes, and then it just sort of all cleans itself out.
And then you're freezing though. I that's what I had. I had not hot flashes, night sweats and insomnia. And then they say you're irritable.
Our producer's probably cringing right now, by the way.
Fred. But no, okay, so perimenopause. Should you go get labs drawn? Should you go to your doctor and tell him what's going on?
Yeah, listen, I mean, you should go to the gynecologist once a year, but anytime you have a problem with anything, including all of these symptoms, you should make an appointment and go be seen. And you can, get assessed and talk about what's going on hormonally and talk about options of treating it.
I want to talk to you also about postmenopause, and then we're going to go back to the hormone situation. Postmenopausal women think, well, I don't get my period anymore. I don't need to go to the doctor anymore. What say you?
Again, you may not need a pap smear every year, but you still got to show up for your annual exam, and you need to have a pelvic exam, and you need to have a breast exam.
Absolutely.
You need to have a mammogram every year. You need to get your prescription for a mammogram.
And you can't rely on your spouse or your partner to do that for you and go, I didn't feel anything.
No.
It feels the same. You just can't.
No, you
Correct.
can't. You really can't.
You
But I
have to
do
go to
think
a professional.
self-exam is important. Don't you think self-exam is important?
I do.
Yes.
Self-exam, but I have to tell you, he's good. He honestly and truly. No, all joking aside, when I go, he asks the right questions, and I mean, granted, we've known each other as a patient-doctor relationship for 14 years now, and he took excellent care of me during my pregnancy because my first pregnancy was high risk. But the point is, I think you need to have that relationship with your gynecologist. I think that's really important, and people don't. They won't say to you, it hurts when I have sex now.
Well, that's part of our whole show, and that's how we started this whole platform is the things that people say to their gynecologist or the things you say to your hairdresser that you're afraid to say to the rest of the world is it's opening those doors and opening the conversation because we're all there at some point. We're all having a gynecologist conversation.
It's true.
We're sitting there. I remember when my daughter went to college the first time, just crying. And she's like, what's the matter? I'm like, oh, gosh. And then we had the whole conversation.
Exactly.
But we're going to go to break.
All right,
And
go to
come
break,
back
and then we'll come
talk
back and
to
we're going to talk about
David Lebetkin
hormones.
in a moment.
All right, thank
See
you.
you soon.
This portion of our show has been sponsored by Edelman, Barron, and Schreibman, MD-PA, board-certified physicians in pulmonary, critical care, and sleep medicine. Offices are conveniently located in Boca Raton and Delray Beach, Florida. 561-488-2988.
Is your child's tablet time greater than engaged activity time? Are you seeking better wellness strategies for your family? Do you want to redefine what your family's quality time looks like? At New Dawn Health Solutions, we focus on the 4 pillars of health coaching: lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition to create a balanced approach to wellness. Together, we will open the conversation with you and your children on ways to empower healthy eating, increase physical activity, and set goals. Let's talk about the issues that are important to your family's health. Give New Dawn Health Solutions a call at 561-901-2854 or email us at dawn@newdawnhealthsolutions.com. Hey, grab your glass of Merlot.
Or your cup of coffee. And if you want to join in on the fun, give us a call at 888-565-1470.
Let's rejoin the 2 broads from Boca. Hey, welcome back.
Hi.
So what we didn't mention, though, was over the weekend, you went to Discrimination-Free Zone 5K.
I did.
And I just want you all to see this somehow.
There you go.
Here we go. And this was an awesome place to be.
Yep.
What they're doing is they're raising money for bullying, for discrimination, to put money back in our school systems, to have an ambassador program to work with these kids that are bullied. And it's with peer groups. So you don't have to worry about going to an adult or going to an advisor. You have a peer that is working within the community. You have people coming in from Discrimination-Free Zone and saying, you know what? It's okay to be who you are, and let's embrace it. And let's really treat everyone equally, sex, gender, race,
Whatever.
anything it is, whatever you're bullied for, but let's make us all accepting of others. So I'm really glad that you got to do this 5K in the rain.
Very good. But it was
But
very
you
good.
did it.
It was good.
And you can also find us on twobroadsfromboca.com.
There you
We're
go.
live streaming. And hopefully you're on Facebook seeing us live stream on Two Broads from Boca.
There you go.
But give us a call. We are here with Dr. David Lebetkin, who I don't even know if we appropriately introduced.
What we did now.
But
David Lebetkin.
give us a call at 1-888-565-1470 to discuss your happy hormones or your crying hormones.
I understand that.
I don't know. It's like the 7 moods of dwarves.
Yeah, the 7 dwarfs.
Itchy, cranky, crabby, bloated, hormonal, sleepy, all those things.
Bitchy.
Hot.
You are the head of OBGYN at Boca Regional, correct?
I was a few years ago.
Well, he's very good. That's all I can say. He lived with my baby and looks at my vajayjay, so I'm happy.
What can you tell us about the brain loss? You know, that forgetfulness that we have is one of the symptoms.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the menopausal symptoms.
Yep.
You know, you don't actually lose brain cells.
Right.
No.
But, you know, there's
It's that
forgetfulness and sort of the clouded thinking and just
Yes.
sort of being in a fog. Definitely one of
Because
the
you're hot and
menopausal
tired.
Oh my gosh.
I want to talk about sex and painful sex and dry vajayjays because women want to know and
we
men
actually
want to
have
know.
a call too.
Oh, we have a call. Oh, good.
We have a call that he's going to put through.
Do we not have a call? He is.
Maybe not. We can talk
Okay.
about painful sex though while we're waiting.
You told me there's 4 options for a dry or painful vagina.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of women, as they get postmenopausal, they experience a lot of vaginal dryness, and for a lot of women, they just, you know, they don't want to have intercourse because of the fact that it's painful.
We have Anna on the phone.
All right. Anna?
Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hi girls, how are you?
How you doing? Where are you
Dr.
calling
Amy,
from?
This is Anna, and I met you at the Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if you remember.
I do. By Clint Moore?
Yes, Dr. Amy, you tell the other doctor that I did go for my mammogram,
Oh, good.
and everything worked out fine, and I am underinsured, and I went to the, where you sent me,
Okay.
and thank God everything was fine, and tell the doctor, the other doctor, the MD doctor, I know you're the nurse doctor, tell the MD doctor that in 2 weeks I go back to the clinic, and I do get my pap smear.
Good for
That's
you.
great.
That's so good. I'm so happy that you
but
listen.
It's okay. And tell the doctor that he has to speak to the ladies to tell them not to be so scared because I'm 54 and I never had, like you know, Dr. Amy, I never had the mammogram. I was scared.
All right, there you go.
Okay,
All right,
Dr. L.
thank you so much.
Thanks,
Dr.
Anna.
Thank you,
Thank you
Anna.
for sending me there.
Thank you.
So that's a really good point. People are afraid to go to the doctor. It's, you know, the burying your head, the denial. It's the flamingo thing. If I bury my head, it's going to go away.
Right, but you know, I hear that all day long. Is I don't want to go for my mammogram because I don't want to know. But
Right.
the whole key to the survival of breast
prevention.
cancer is early detection.
Right, early
and the
detection.
early, you know, and I hope that nobody ever has a bad mammogram and nobody ever has
Right.
a problem. But if you're gonna have a problem, you gotta catch it early, and you gotta. That's
The
the
same
only way
thing
you're
with
gonna
going
survive.
to the GYN to get your exam.
So back to your painful sex question.
Talk about that. What women and men, honestly, men are embarrassed to say anything, and women are totally mortified to say things. Even when they come to the nurse, sometimes they don't want to say. So what do you tell them?
Well, the first thing is that women can't be afraid to ask their gynecologist about, you know, anything that's bothering them. I mean, I hear things all day long, and you know what patients have to understand is that what is discussed with the doctor in that exam room stays in the
there.
exam room.
It's like
and
Vegas.
That's just it's just the way it has to be.
So what do you tell them when they say to you,
So
Dr.
a
Lebeck,
lot of
and
a lot of
it hurts.
patients are saying to me, "Well, my husband takes his little blue pill. He's ready to go."
Exactly.
And honestly, I'm either too tired or I know it's going to hurt, so therefore I don't want to do it.
Right.
And you know, and it causes problems in their relationship. But so we talk about what the options are, and if we're specifically speaking about, you know, vaginal dryness, and the official term is atrophic vaginitis. It's
Isn't that
you know,
attractive,
it's all
Dave?
about it's all about a lack of estrogen in the vagina. What estrogen does to the tissue of the vagina is that it makes it stretchy and elastic. You know, a well estrogenized vagina can stretch to let a 10-pound baby pass through it.
And we did that too.
Yes, but you know,
Been there, done that.
if you lose estrogen at menopause, the tissue can't stretch and intercourse is painful.
Okay.
So you can try lubricants, and sometimes for some women, lubricants work and they're
There's
good
my
enough.
passion kit.
and yeah,
Okay.
but sometimes, you know, in my own experience, they can be very irritating.
For some women, they are, especially because postmenopausally the tissue gets a little bit more sensitive, and things that
little friable down
you know,
there.
things that you put in there can irritate it.
Not a
Yes.
good time.
So then you have another option, which is
Things that you put in there can irritate it.
Yes,
we
it can be-
can't. That's just
Not
a
all
whole
things, though.
nother
Let's be
show.
honest. Not
I'm
all
really
things.
trying to clean this
Not
up
all
from,
things.
from the
All right,
boys' show,
let's-
but you
all
know.
right, so we talked. So there's lubricants.
There's a
Second,
medication called Asfina, which is an oral medication, which is really an interesting medication because
Yes,
it was
tell
a
that story.
medication that was being studied for osteoporosis. And what the people who were doing the study found is that women in the study were saying that after about 90 days of using this medication, that their vaginas didn't hurt during intercourse anymore. So the company said, hey, there's probably more money in dry vaginas than there is in osteoporosis.
There is
So
more money in
they
dry
marketed
vaginas.
Osphena as a medication for specifically for postmenopausal painful intercourse.
Okay.
And it works very well. You got to give it 3 months to try it. It's a prescription medication. It's taken daily. Option number 3 is actually vaginal estrogen, which is replacing the estrogen in the
Okay, so
vagina.
that's a hormone. Let's talk about that. What is that?
You know, hormone replacement therapy has gotten a really, really
Bad
bad
rap.
name. After the Women's Health
That
Initiative.
study, that's right.
The Women's Health Initiative study came out in 2002. You know, before that, we used to give out hormone replacement therapy like candy.
I did when I was working for the cardiology in
Everyone
Philly. I
did.
was writing prescriptions like it was going out of style.
But then I heard coconut oil is a good lubricant. I know you're going to laugh, but I honestly
let's
heard it's not an irritant. But if we're talking about lubricants, there's other ways to go.
What-
that
I
can be
wanna-
I know
more
you got to
finish
use the
about-
right lubricant,
that
especially as a
doesn't
postmenopausal woman, because
Right.
the vagina, the vaginal tissue is so sensitive.
But anyway, you were
So-
saying about the estrogen, the
So-
suppositories.
Remember, it's the vaginal estrogen it's estrogen that makes the vagina stretchy.
Okay.
So you can use estrogen vaginally in the form of a cream. There's a tablet that you can put in the vagina. There's also a plastic ring that you can put in the vagina, and that slowly releases estrogen into the
Boy,
tissue.
it just sounds so fabulous.
I know.
All of it. So much to look
No,
forward
but
to.
Okay, but say you decide to take that as an option. What are the side effects? Is it the same as hormone replacement
Or-
No,
therapy?
the vaginal estrogen doesn't get absorbed into the system the same way that systemic oral hormone replacement therapy does. So you don't have these negative problems
Right.
with it. You don't have an increased risk of breast cancer when you use vaginal estrogen alone.
What about
In
other-
fact,
really
if a
about
woman
other-
has breast cancer, if a woman has breast cancer and she's got a dry vagina and
She
she's
can
having a
use
problem,
that.
she can use vaginal estrogen.
Okay, what about then as far as any other reproductive cancer? No cervical cancer and high risk, no ovarian cancer high risk?
Not associated with vaginal estrogen.
Okay, that's really good to know.
So, and option number 4 is a new laser that's out called the Mona Lisa Touch Laser.
That's why she's smiling.
And it works really well to change the collagen in the vagina.
And I understand that the other physician that's in your office does that procedure.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
don't-
that's a whole nother show.
that's a whole other show.
That's a whole
which we
nother
will be
show.
doing.
And you know what else I was reading? That the Mediterranean diet, the ones high in good fats, the omegas, help with reduction of inflammation and oxidative stress, like olive oil. And I don't mean rubbing olive oil on you. I mean ingesting it and eating your whole grains and properly and the good fats.
That's why we Italian girls are always ready
See,
to go.
that explains it, Amy. There you go.
Yeah,
That
no, listen,
explained it.
good diet and nutrition is always helpful.
And exercise, I think, too, is important. It keeps you young. It keeps you healthy.
Absolutely.
And I think that's important. So, what quickly? We have a few more minutes. Talk about hormone replacement for a moment, if you can. I know that we both agree about the bioidenticals versus other type of. Can you explain to our
Sure.
listeners?
So, again, before 2002, we used to give out hormone replacement therapy like candy because it relieved the hot flashes.
It made you human.
We thought that it was cardioprotective, helped the heart. We thought that it helped the colon. We thought that it helped the bones. A lot of this has been disproven now.
Right.
So we found that there is an increased risk of breast cancer after using hormone replacement therapy for 5 years.
Right.
So it's not that we don't use it anymore. It's just that we have to have a discussion of the risks and the benefits and let the patient make an educated decision about whether or not she wants to use it. We still give out a lot of hormone replacement therapy because these symptoms are so significant for so many women. And it's
Right.
really about quality of life. For a lot of women, these hot flashes and just
miserable.
They're miserable, and they want an improvement in their quality of life. And if in their mind the benefits of hormone replacement therapy outweighs the risk, then we give it to them.
So, what's the deal with this bioidentical stuff?
So bioidentical hormones is something I think that came out because of the fact that there was so much fear of commercially available hormone replacement
Okay,
therapy.
sure.
I'm not a fan of bioidentical hormones because of the fact that they have never been proven to be safer or more effective than commercially available hormone replacement therapy. And commercially available hormone replacement therapy is FDA regulated and bioidentical hormones, which are basically plant-based hormones that are made by a compounding pharmacist.
Okay.
Now, there are also bioidentical commercially available hormones, which if somebody wants that, we're happy to give to them.
Okay.
And I think once you find yourself feeling better whether you're using the bioidenticals, the over-the-counter, the prescription, when you feel better, your family life feels better.
Sure.
But we have about a minute. So how can people find you,
Yes.
Dr. Lubeck, your phone number, your office number?
And your address.
My office number is 561-300-0600. I'm located on 13th Street in Boca.
Great.
Right around the corner from Boca Regional Hospital.
1001 13th Street.
So thank you so much for joining us. Our 30 minutes goes in a blink of an eye.
He's
does.
awesome. If I trust my vajayjay with him, you can too.
Thank you so much. We will see you next week.
Next
same
week.
time,
Same time.
place. Two broads from Boca.
Different outfits. That's
And you
about
can
it.
watch us again in reruns because we do.
Yes, we do.
See you
Good
next
night.
week.
Thanks,
Have a
Dan.
great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been hanging with the two broads from Boca.
If you have gained some confidence or an idea to create a better day, then we have made a difference.
Join us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on WWNN.
Give us a call, feel inspired as we continue to open those doors and have some fun.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsor.